this is an updated guide on how to run the 146 defense like a pro. If you watch my previous video about 1 to 2 months ago, I dropped a video like this on the $3.2 defense. It did really well. This is more like an update video. Now that's a little later on in the year, we got new abilities out, and probably you want to see an updated version of how to run the defense. So I got you. I'm going to be breaking down ability setups of the actual defense itself, and then obviously some gameplay that goes along with what I'm preaching right now. So here it is, a 146 updated guide, I guess you could say, defensive guide. First things first, the playbook I run, it's going to be the Vikings defense. You could also run dollar if you like, and if you want to run dollar, run Jets, run multiple defense, run 4-6. Dollar is really good as well. It's practically the same thing. Dollar you get like match, and 1-4-6 Vikings you get like couple other formations, 3-4 odd and 6-1. So 1-4-6, probably a top 3 defense in the game right now. Let's get into the AP ability stacks real quick before we get into the actual gameplay. Show you guys what you should be using if you want to get better and be the best as you can be in this 146 defense. First things first, I got deep in zone and mid zone KO on this Calvin with the pick artist. Obviously, you need the pick artist if you're gonna have if you're limited on pick artists, I would have them up top. They're gonna be more important up top than they are on the outside. Same thing goes for my next safety, Julius Peppers. He gets the mid zone, deep in, and pick artist. You could go deep out on these safeties. I like deep in for the sole reason because I'm running a lot of cover 4 and a lot of cover 3. I need my quarters and all that to stop the seam streaks, my halves to stop the seam streaks. And yeah, as in for my outside corners, I like having deep out on these guys. So I have mid zone KO and then deep out zone KO. No pick artists on him, but we're going to have pick artists on Paul Krause. And then obviously we're going to have some pick artists in my slot cornerbacks as well. And there it is, really. This is, in my opinion, the best AP stack in the game you can have. It works in every defense. Obviously, if you're running man, you wouldn't want to run this. This is more for like man coverage, zone coverage, and all that good stuff. So make sure you put this on. This AP stack is really good. You can find it on a lot of players. Here we go with a 146 guide beginning now. First things first, have your baseline on, auto flip off. Pretty important stuff. Another thing for zone drops, I don't really do flats. Maybe situational, like a 4th and 20. Put my flats on 25 or 30. But I really do like the hooks on 5. If you run a lot of hook curls, safety hook curls, D-line hook curls, whatever it is, hooks on 5, very important, vert hooks. But yeah, that's the only zone drop I really do. So getting into it, I'm going to show you the depth chart real quick where everyone goes. If you want to copy this, feel free to. See where all my players are at, who I user, who's on the D-line. Another keynote, Kyle Van Noy does have pick artists. You get some lucky D-line picks once in a while. You'll see that coming up. But yeah, feel free to put pick artists on your D-lineman if you have free AP or free players. I know that they get the 0 AP buckets, so you could slap that on and get a little lucky from time to time, which is nice. But here we go. The plays I like to call Tampa 2, you could create a loop out of it. Crossfire 3, loop, obviously. Cover 6, match. I haven't really got it to work yet, but I'll still work on it. Cover 4 drop, that's what I come out in a lot. It's the best base coverage in the game. It's hard to bomb. It's more of a work up the field defense and a great defense to switch stick out of, right? So that's what I like the cover 4 the most out of. And the play I really do come out in a lot is this double safety go. Why, you may be asking? Well, let's just show you what it looks like when we come out in it. Peep my 2 safeties. They come down on the line, and boom. It's just an intimidating look. Why people do this is these guys are in great spots to kind of knock out the seam streak from the tight end, knock out any quick throws or any snap throws up the seam. And it's just you see this look, you're like, all right, I'm not throwing anything immediately, right? I'm gonna let the play develop. When you let the play develop, you're gonna get sacks and stops. So that's what I like to do for the most part. I like to come out in that double safety go and then audible to whatever I want to call. Like right here, boom, came out in cover 4. And these guys don't back off when you come out in cover 4. They stay in it. So you really don't know what defense I'm in, right? Right here, I'm in the man. Right here, boom, I'm in the cover 4. Everyone stays the same. Right here, I do go to the crossfire. You could tell a little bit when he flips over. But you can always just pinch your D-line and make sure you nudge this guy, right? If you really want to take it to the next level, disguise all your looks. Just like the NFL, we disguise our looks in Madden. It gets us stops, just like in the NFL. So that's what that's what we do pre-play. This is all the pre-play stuff I got to show you. Let's get into actual setups now itself. So this setup I broke down 2 weeks ago. It's this little A gap. on this left side. All we're simply going to do, we're going to just blitz this guy, little middle linebacker, out of any play, right? Any play, not crossfire, really like cover 2, cover 4, cover 3, not crossfire. As long as it's not crossfire, you'll be good. We just blitz this guy, and we run over here to the guard, and we're just going to hit the guard, and it's going to cause the end to come in, or the linebacker to come in free. And it works practically like 90, like even 95% of the time if they don't have protection, if they're sending out the running back. I think a running back blocking this will pick it up, but you just see the linebacker's too fast, and he comes in free. If you really want to enhance this setup, once more in the cover 4, you could just zone out Julius Peppers, and now you're sending 3, and you're going to get a free screamer, right? People on head-to-head, MUT champs, Gauntlet, they don't know what to do versus this. It's a very, overpowered, I guess you could say, like, I guess a cheese blitz, right? But there are ways that people could pick it up, and from there, that's where the real chess match and Madden, mind games begin, right? So once more, boom, we're just getting 3-man pressure. It's as easy as that. You do not have to contain, but containing does help, keep them in the pocket and getting D-line picks, right? If they're out there wide, the D-line, the ball, floats a little bit after a D-line, like a draw to sack, and we get the pick. So that's one setup, right? That's number one setup, right? That's the number one setup I run a lot. Someone knows that they could pick it up, then I'll start adjusting and running other defenses. Why is this my number one? For one, like I said, you could send 3, and this is a great look. This guy Peppers goes out there and guards like curls, hitches, drags, all that good stuff. He's 6'7". You can switch onto him. 2, this comes in versus play action, right? And 3, pretty much it forces you to block your running back. If you send out 5, I'm gonna have success. It's universal. You could do it to either side. I'm gonna do it over here. This play, you're gonna see it's the same thing. We're gonna hit the guy. Actually doesn't come in that cleanly on the right side, in my opinion, or on this side, on the strong side. I like doing it on the weak side where the running back is usually. But you're gonna see we're gonna try it again, and we get it. We almost get it that time. It is universal though. It does work both sides. I just found more success on this left side, or attacking the running back. So once more, we're gonna try it. Line up over the guard. Boom, we hit him, and there it is finally. So you got to kind of just make sure you're on the guard a little longer if you do it on the right side or the strong side, right? But it's all good. So that's setup number 1, right? We like that. Works first play action. It's our best setup. We spam it a lot, and we make our opponent, adjust to that, and from there we'll get our stops, right? And then if they're doing good against that, we got other setups obviously. So the next thing I like to run is this crossfire 3, simple loop blitz. You can pinch your D line. You're gonna see. The shells you can run, you can just run cover 4 shell. What I've been doing a lot is more people now with the mid zones out, they don't run the seam streak. So I've been doing just a simple hook curl and then switch stick onto the third if I need to. But you're going to see right here, loop blitz works not as fast as that A gap, but just as well. Comes in cleanly, really good coverage all around the field. Nothing's really open. Obviously, we don't really have a user right there. But that hook curl, it's a great mix-up to have. The only thing is, this guy, he does take a step out, but if you really want to take it away, you just pinch your D-line. You can see he goes in the middle field. Just make sure you nudge this guy, because if you pinch, he'll go across the field flying. So maybe you just click on him in the beginning of the play, and you'll be good. So once more, a shell you can run, something like this. Use the bunch side, and you're going to see we're just going to switch stick around. We get crazy pressure. It comes in super cleanly. And it gets amazing sheds. The Crossfire 3 sheds like no other defense I've seen this year. On a 3-man, on a 4-man, it sheds insanely. It sheds insanely. Right here, once more, we get the shed and the loop coming in. It forces you to have really good pocket. And if you don't have a good pocket, it's going to be tough to beat. I know there's ways to pick this up, but if you combat this, boom, you stay right here. You throw them off a little bit, right? This is where the chess match comes in. You don't know if I'm in loop. You don't know if I'm sending the A-gap through the linebacker spot, right? If I stand over here, I can mix it up super well, and I'm confusing the opponent now. And you see right there we get sheds. So that's the whole point of this 1-4-6 defense. It's a disguise. You don't know which one I'm running. If it's going to be the loop, if it's going to be the crossfire, or the A-gap, and then, you mix it up and mix and match. You don't just sit in one thing the whole game. You mix it up, and you show your opponent you can run more than one thing. So that's, hopefully you guys understand what I'm getting at. It's It's a disguise game. It's a look. If they're picking up one version of the blitz, the other version will more than likely come in. As for the third setup, it's super simple. Nothing crazy. We're just going to simply just send this slot corner, right? We're going to line up over here just to throw them off a little bit. And what I like to do is contain. You're going to see for the most part, Zion McCollum doesn't actually come in right there. Might not work versus the practice mode AI, but we do get some insane pressures once in a while. Send in 4, you can send 5 as well. This is like if it's like a 3rd and 5 and, you know, you want to get really aggressive. It's just like DB Fire, right? You're just going to send both outside corners, play like hard flats, something like this, and have a good switch stick, right? This is like, you know, it's 4th quarter, late in the game. I need to get the ball back. I need to get a stop. I'm going to get a little aggressive. Trust my zone KOs, trust my blitz. Pass commit as well, contain, and you're going to try to get a little bit of pressure. It's not coming in right now, but there are examples in game where, like, you know, let's just say someone's picking up the A gap by, let's just say, I think one version of the A gap pickup was like double teaming the DT, right? Or something like that. If they do that, then, you know, someone is going to come free, and more than likely it's going to be this outside cornerback on the left. You see right there? Still not coming in, but it's a good mix-up. This is like think of like the cover 4 A gap, like 70% of the game. Crossfire 3, maybe 25. You would run this like 5% of the game, just to throw them off a little bit. And it's a solid defense. You get some crazy pressure once in a while, but it's just not that consistent. You see right here, it's hard to get in. I have some in-game examples I'm going to show you now. Here we go. This is an in-game example, game I recently played. And this is just everything I just showed you. Cover 4, A-gap blitz. We're going to be sending 3. We got 2 hard flats. And our user is going to be trying to guard this whole area of the field. I could roll over this guy to help me out in this vert hook if I want. But this whole right side of the field, for the most part, looks somewhat covered with the switch stick being involved as well. You know, like I said, these quarters, I'm able to maybe jump any type of post, any type of streak. And yeah, that's about it. You know, I have the zone KOs that are going to help me a lot. You see right here, we're going to get a little bit of pressure on this left side. You see right here, he comes in free. Sorry for the, you know, quality. It's not the best. I pulling this up for my stream. I'll have a better quality next time. But yeah, it's the same thing. I'm running this once more to this side right now. Same thing. Julius Peppers is in his zone. You're going to see he's going to go crazy for us in this game. He's just insane in coverage. He's 6'7". Look at right here. He's guarding everything. The zone KO goes crazy, knocks out the pass. That's what you like to see. And then same thing right here. I'm expecting verticals. If you're a Madden player who wants to get better, every 3rd and long it's going to be verticals. So what I do right here, I man up the tight end, I man up the running back, expecting verticals. I send 4 because no point in sending 3 on 3rd and long. I don't want him having any types of, you know, any types of time. And we get the screamer right there. So fast forward a little bit, he actually does end up converting this, which is kind of funny. But it's all good. I'll show you what ends up happening. So he converts that. He throws like a curl route. He threw a dot, right? He threw a dot. But here we go. This is why we zone out Julius Peppers. Just peep him. Just peep him and what he does in this little quadrant of the field. So all you got to do is pay attention to my DT. He's going to be in a vert hook. We're not even going to switch it. We just let him go crazy. He throws a pick. It doesn't end up going for 6, but he does throw a pick. So just that ability to, you know, zone someone out in a cover 4 and still get pressure. My opponent was lost. He was completely lost versus this look. Right here, he actually does pick it up, and he converts, moving a little forward in the game. And here we go. This is what I was telling you about, the D-line picks. We mixed it up right here. We ran a little crossfire. And we had the 2 hooks on 5. This guy could have been in a hard flat, but we're getting loop pressure instantly. And we switched it onto the post, ends up throwing a D-line pick for 6. So that's another stop out of this. And you're going to see, we're going to fast forward a little bit more until on his last drive of this video. I think it's either this drive or the next drive. We'll see what ends up happening. Right here, we're playing coverage. It works out. I think he ends up scoring. Yeah, he does. So we're going to fast forward a little bit more. My drives take a long time on offense. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's his first drive out of half. Oh, it's right here. So, right here, this is where we send the slot corner. We send it opposite of the running back. You see how his running back is on the side of my blitzer? He's probably going to pick up this A gap, right? So what we're going to do is send the slot instead and zone him out. So this guy will be blocking. I think, in my opinion, he will be blocking, but he's not fast enough to get over here to pick up this slot corner, thus creating a, a blitz angle right here. He actually does 5 out, but look right here. We get pressure off that edge, and he ends up throwing a Stevie, but we don't catch it. But it's all good because look at this next play. We're going to go back to our original blitz. Now that he's on the right side, we're going to send off the left. It's just mathematics. It's just pattern. I do this, or you do this, so I do that type of thing. It's all that is. That's all that this defense really is. So see right here, we actually get the pressure, and we switch it on to Julius Peppers and get the pick. This is how you run the 1-4 defense, 1-4-6 defense like a pro. If you have any questions, comment down below.